So we're going to put this adjustable cam gear on the exhaust. Vernier. Got a fair few degrees of movement either way, I'm not too sure how much. So Mark will probably adjust this when we're dyno tuning it, so we'll put that on now. So we're going to put new belt on after this guy. We've got the new water pump, all the pulleys, etc. Standard sort of time belt change, and the cam plug. So we've got the tools in at the moment, and so the cams are locked, crank's locked, and we'll time this up, and once this is all back together we'll put the covers on, and then we'll get back around to this side and we'll start bolting on the turbo. So here's our 3.5 inch dump, our G25-660. This is getting the temp probes in the manifold and the manifold. So this guy here, it's got our provision for individual temp. So we'll get these guys on and start bolting it all together. And here's a backside view of it. G25, G30, and the factory. Temp probes here. So the probes go in, and these go in all the same distance. We'll measure these, and with the manifold off I measured it's 47 millimeters of protrusion out of the actual bung, and that gives about 1/4 into the manifold. And just for quick response. Before we actually take this turbo back off, just so we can put on our oil drain and our block fitting. This has got 2 O-rings in it, goes in the standard spot, and it's got a little brace which we'll bolt on later. And it's all no rubber in it, so it can't melt, because as you can imagine there's going to be a lot of heat generated pretty much everywhere around here. So I'll just take this back off and we'll get this on and we'll start looking at the dump pipe. So we'll sit the dump pipe on now. Feed lines on. It's a bit messy at the moment. We just don't have a P clamp for that one at the moment. Use the last one, so that'll get P clamped here, and this comes over here, and there's another P clamp there, and that's a braided line just with a heat supply sleeve on it, and underneath we've got our adapter there. So that's what it's going to look like. Just about ready to go in. A few other things next is clutch, which we will sort out. I'll show you the clutch now. We've got to go from a dual mass to a single mass at 1-piece flywheel, and we've got a brass button clutch and a pressure plate to go with it. So here's the clutch. This 5-puck brass clutch, no sprung center, so we'll see how it drives. Probably be a bit hard on takeoff, but we just don't want any slippage, so we'll have to sacrifice a bit of drive quality for some good bite. And we have the flywheel, which is steel, nice, and it's got the target there for the TDC sensor, and yeah, it comes with bolts and whatnot. TTV, no sponsorship, just a clutch we've gone with. Should handle the power hopefully. I'll show you the pressure plate. Here's the pressure plate, TTV brand again, made in England. This is alloy, the main housing, I guess the spring steel fingers and a steel friction surface here. We'll weigh these compared to the old setup just out of interest, see how much weight is saved. Compared to the original dual mass. Also comes with new bolts there. Hopefully this should have enough clamp power. The last piece here, the clutch, is the slave. This is a genuine slave, and also comes with new pipes through the bell housing and the bleeder there, so that'll sort that out. And we've also got a braided line to go with it too, to delete the clutch damper. And here's the clutch damper delete, the whole kit. Probably all seen these, make brake lines, good brand, probably one of the best. Comes with the O-rings, and fitted these before, they fit really well. So that's all our clutch system. We'll keep stock master cylinder. And this here, what we're going to do is we're going to put we'll plasma cut some shims behind this, and we'll set up the gaps from here to here. So when this is actually touching, when the box is in, we're going to shim it so we know that distance. Because this is not a self-adjusting clutch, so unlike the original, we'll shim this till we have a known gap. We should probably discuss with Mark what we should set it to, and so we'll essentially shim this towards or away from the fingers. And yeah, it may need a re-shimming down the track. I'm unsure. But we'll see how it wears. But yeah, we'll keep this so it's relatively close to the fingers with a bit of a gap, but not riding so we destroy the bearing and potentially overheat that from just spinning all the time, but not so far away where we've got to stroke this so much that we actually run out of stroke, which I think is an issue with some of the other aftermarket clutches that aren't self-adjusting. So we'll measure that so we'll bolt the flywheel up, we'll dummy fit the box, put our slave in the box, and we'll put some plasticine or something in there, and we'll measure that space, and we'll shim this according, so we get that consistent sort of tight gap, and then the box can go on. Alright, that's it for this part 2. All the turbo gears on, oil in and out, got our thermocouples in. So next we will get our gearbox, and we'll have him bolted up, and yeah, we'll gap the check our clearance on the slave, and yeah, we'll bolt this up for the last time. Then we'll start thinking about putting the motor in the car. So thanks for watching.